Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to the Red Estate. Why all the concern? I've seen nothing horrific. Sure. What I'd like to do in this episode, instead of leveling up our crew and trying to get Mansell to level 6, since Pensavolt is recovering currently, drowning away his sorrows, I think we're going to end up doing a boss run, and I've got my eye here on the Hag Witch, and with that I think I want to do a little bit of upgrading. I don't need 22,000 in provisions, so let's go ahead and pop into the blacksmith. And the crew that I'm thinking about here, let's actually do this way. So I could do something like this, which is almost exactly the party that I would bring an arbalist with, except without the arbalist. The only question is really the front character, but I'm pretty okay with the Hellion. I think this would be fine. Do I want accuracy like 95, 100? That self buff is for damage. Trying to take a look at, so battle trance would give her accuracy, that would give crit. Yeah, let's go ahead and leave it like that. Do I want the damage decreased, or do I want dodge decreased, or would even though I don't have one, at least I don't have one available. Gotta have one though. Would a legendary bracer make more sense? The speed being down. You know, I think I would rather take a speed penalty than a dodge penalty on the Hellion. She's a little soft when it comes to tanking, so removing her dodge chance doesn't sound great. And she can get her accuracy up, so let's do that instead. Reduced speed doesn't worry me a lot. She does have the red plague, max HP, and crit reduction. It's actually quite terrible for this. You know what? Maybe we should reconsider Rock. Husin, are you ready to go out? You have no diseases, you have no negative quirks. Crit, speed, accuracy, losing dodge, virtue chance, and heal received. Yeah, you know what? Let's do a late game substitution here and try him on for size instead. I think that'll work. So with that party sorted out, let's go ahead and get into the blacksmith. And 4, 8, 16. So that'd leave me with about 6,000 to do them all. I'm thinking I want to get all of their armor upgrades done before sending them out. That makes the most sense to me, to get the dodge and HP up. Damage and crit less important. So let's go ahead and do that. So again, we've got some unique upgrades. The antiquarian robes go to the Dark Inquisition, and we get the fancy sound effect every time. Let's see, port goes from Splinted Leather Vest to Genderme's Pride. Now, is Genderme a proper noun, or some like old-timey word that I'm unfamiliar with? Feel free to let me know in the comments. Ooh, we get like a cool red kind of ruffle thing. Scale and Leathers goes to Death's Head. Ah, sweet. That is super intimidating. Oh my god. Alright, and Husin. You know what? Let's think about this. Increased dodge and HP, that is huge actually. I'm kind of wondering, I'm going to spend a little bit of extra cash on him. We're going to get him not only that upgrade. Oh, he's got all his skills maxed. Okay, the skills unlocked earlier do the other characters. He's got all his, Ver doesn't quite have all of his. The bleed percentage would go up as well as the heal. No, I think I might leave that a level down. He's not going to be able to do much sacrificial stabbing unless he gets moved up, which he might because of the pot. And then that is a that is a dodge reduction and a mark. Okay. I think I'm okay with that. So let's see here. We could do our party lineup again. Is going to be these guys. That's what I'm thinking works best for them. With 6,000 gold, I think that's going to be plenty of provisions. Hopefully, it's a relatively short dungeon. There's a huge amount of RNG, I feel like, that goes into the boss fight on whether or not you end up with just like a single straight path or something with a lot of branches that you can avoid because you can predict the location of the boss battle. I'm not sure how I feel about that all the time. Like, it feels a little bit like RNGesus take the wheel. But hopefully we get a relatively simple set of pathing for us. I'm going to bring a little bit of extra food above and beyond what I would just because of the boss fight. It is the Weald, so we'll do like 2 of each of those. 1 stack and a little bit of extra torches. None of the rest of the stuff seems super relevant. She doesn't bleed or blight. And I don't think we really need a key. I'm not too worried about it. So I think that's going to be good. We're going a little bit light on provisions, but we don't have gold to burn. So I think that'll be fine. And we will get the sort of exciting conclusion to the Hag story. So let's find out what that's all about.
As time wore on, her wild policy of self-experimentation grew intolerable. She quaffed all manner of strange fungi, herbs, and concoctions, intent on gaining some insight into the horror we both knew to be growing beneath us. The change in her was appalling, and no longer able to stomach it, I sent her to live in the Weald, where her wildness would be welcomed.
Crazy. So the beautiful woman kind of did this to herself. This is the corruption that has turned her into the Hag. Okay.
There is method in the wild corruption here. It bears a form both wretched and malevolent.
All right. This is actually pretty fantastic. We're going to get to skip 5 rooms. We've just got to go 6 steps away. I'm super okay with that. So let's get a move on and hope to have a relatively pleasant ride to the boss. We could use this beast carcass to grab hopefully a ton of extra food. I don't know that I'd call that a ton, but it's, you know, something. Oh, come now.
Mind that such missteps are the exception and not the rule.
I'll try to keep that in mind. All right. Big corrupted giant fungal bombards. Okay. There's no protection, a ton of HP. You know what I'm thinking? I think he's going to be around enough turns. It's unlikely for me to kill him right off the bat here, so I'm going to go ahead and do the buff up on him for the additional damage. Oh, that's super bad. Not the worst spread for it, though. We managed to keep our leper up front, which was really my, like, huge concern. And nice, we did get the stun. And I believe the bounty hunter can still do
blow to body and brain.
a fair amount from back. We are picking up a little bit more stress than I really like so soon. But a marked target there feels worthwhile. Yeah. A lot of early stress. I would like to go ahead and try to keep the dog treat for the boss fight itself. I think that's sort of self-explanatory. Makes a ton of sense from where I'm standing right now anyway. That is actually a ton of bleed. Man, I have never really paid that much attention to that in the past. I think another Hound's Harry should sort both of those guys out. Probably not going to try for the stun right away due to the buffed resistance. Man, not loving the stress though. Not loving the stress at all. Alright, we're pulling pretty decent amounts of damage there. So she'll die before being able to act again. He dodged it. Okay, that is unfortunate. Well, with that being the case,
their formation
we'll do one of those. Man.
Maintain the offensive.
Mr. Occultist, you hit a lot harder than I give you credit for. I then immediately rescind my earlier statement of not trying to stun in this round because I didn't have much else to do there.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Ah, of course, he was Eldritch, so that probably had at least something to do with it. You know what? We can basically take all of his dodge off. Hopefully ensure... he resisted the debuff. Never mind, then. I'm going to say hopefully ensure... Oh, that was not what I needed to have happen. Okay, that's fine. He's marked. He suddenly can dodge. Okay, he's still marked. It's fine. As long as we get a couple of actions before him. Let's go ahead and try for the heal here. As long as we get a couple of actions before him, I feel like we can still put him down. We have lost our damage buff. But, there we go.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Don't need the deeds. We'll go ahead and try it out. It's trapped, but we've got... Yeah, if we hadn't resisted it, we could have taken care of it anyway. Go ahead and get back up to 100 light.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Alright, we do get a scout. At least kind of tells us what we are expecting up ahead. And due to our surplus of food, I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to get those two guys all the way back up. Stress is a little bit of a concern, but I think we're going to be okay. I don't remember the Hag being a particularly stressful boss.
A victim to the spreading corruption. Malformed with misintent.
I want to say she is largely... Like, her mechanic that sort of sells that boss for me is removing one of your party members at all times. So you get, speaking of party members, you get sort of a weird shuffle out of where everybody is. That is, requires you to not just be able to reshuffle your party. You know, for instance, I lay praise on Wine, Women, and Song so often because of their ability to avoid party shuffles.
May we find victory.
But the reason they're able to do that is they can reorganize themselves. If a character ends up out of place, they can move back to where they need to be. Whereas, again, I think Revenge right off the bat is generally a good move for him. The added accuracy and damage makes a ton of sense to me. Action and dodge. You know what? Let's go ahead and try to remove his dodge. There we go. And get him marked right off the bat, which is going to be awesome. Go ahead and go for the stun. Yeah. So what the Hag does that's a little bit unique is kind of... oh, I can't hit there. I can hook and slice 2 to 4. Is that even worth it? I could try to move her. Let's see if about the move. She resisted. Ugh. Alright. The pot takes you in a position where, you know, a character being gone from your party lineup doesn't even give you the option of reorganizing. And you have to build an appropriate party around that concept. Ugh. Skull toss. Good dodge. Eldritch push. Not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, he can still do quite a bit from back here. I'm not terribly worried about it. You know what? Let's see about sorting her out. So that bleed gets her killed. And then between the bounty hunter and the leper, I think we're going to be able to take out this guy without too much trouble. If we manage to all act first, there's a good chance he dies. Yeah, he is totally sorted.
Cursed champion falls.
Awesome.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Yep. Resistance mounting. Got it. It has been a while since I've been in the Weald. This is a troubling effigy. I did not bring holy water, so I'm probably gonna just avoid that. Okay. Oh, except I'm not going to avoid that. Okay, great. That was probably the best possible outcome, considering the alternatives. Alright, no scout that time. Not the worst thing in the world. Go ahead and get our torchlight back up. And... man. Alright, again, stress is becoming a little bit of a concern. Also need to reorganize those guys every time. Hunger event. Meh. It's meh. That's what it is. Almost out of shovels. Good to be back in the Weald, guys. Where you can never have packed too many shovels because the trees hate you. If I ever visit, like, a wine grove or something, I feel like I'm gonna have flashbacks to just terrifying things with cohesive ectoplasms and blighted crones all around. You know what? Let's see if we can't sort her right away. Please stop doing that. This can't. I'm pretty sure that's Darkest Dungeon's version of I can't even. I'm not entirely sure, though.
Continue the onslaught.
Lovely.
Destroy them all.
You know what? Didn't matter anyway. Okay. I was thinking since he was going to get an action, and there was a decent enough chance that he just killed him, that it made more sense to attack the crone to hopefully avoid something like that happening. Thankfully, we got some good dodges there. Alright, time to heal yourself. Lovely. Cultist can always be counted on to heal himself.
A faint hope blossoms.
He might leave your other party members high and dry, but he'll always remember to heal himself. That was a bad miss. Yep. Crone, Curse of Vulnerability. Good dodges again. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what then. She's already acted. So let's think about... she'll die. Let's think about doing some fairly useless stuff here in order to get an opportunity to heal him back up. Awesome. And then corpse removal. I believe that takes care of any kind of stalling penalty just by chopping through the corpses. Yeah. So that's kind of the workaround to all of that now.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
She died from fright after having a very menacing skull pointed at her. I can understand. It was very scary. Alright, that takes them back up. Let's get to move on. We're going to be camping in our next room, and this is going to need anti-venom. I still remember what the trees do. That's always good. Alright, keep going here. I don't think I've scouted this.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Awesome, but I did get a scout to there. Alright, time to go in camp. We've got no more fights. That dog treat is raring to go.
Furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
We are no rats, sir. One companion, accuracy, and crit. We'll go with him for the accuracy. None of that. Self-only. I don't remember how big the hag is. If she's a single slot enemy or not. I think she might be. Can we do a self-only? Man's best friend. There we go. Alright, that basically sorts him. So then what do we have? Self-only, increased stress, one companion gets damage up. Let's do it. Then you can therapy dog. You don't even need to therapy dog. That, like, never mind. That didn't do nearly as much. So just 15. I can deal with 15. Self-only, heal and speed. Self-only reduce stress. All companions heal 10. Okay. Plan takedown might be a complete waste. If you're playing and you're in my shoes and not producing a YouTube Let's Play, just go check right now. Like, you should just go look it up. I don't remember personally. To get the accuracy up. His accuracy would just be like through the roof. It's 107 right now. Let's see, 6. So if I do that is 3. That leaves me with another 3. I'm gonna do plan takedown, which may or may not be beneficial. Truth be told, I could do less likely to be surprised. I could do stress reduction or stress reduction. Let's go ahead and do the less likely to be surprised, just so we don't walk into the boss fight and somehow not expect her to be there. Also, so that our campfire here is not interrupted by
the darkness holds
anything.
dominion, black as death.
Seriously? Like, I mean, why do I even bother? Okay. At least both of those connected. That's something. Hopefully this fight doesn't turn into too much of a bloodbath. We do have a dog of our own.
Press this advantage.
Yeah.
Give them no quarter.
Alright, that was actually pretty decent. Yeah, we're gonna eat some stress with this, though. The worries? You can get a disease from him screaming? How is the worries a disease? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, wow. Double dodges. Ugh. Okay, and he is at the back. His mark doesn't do anything. I can try to bleed this guy. 5 damage per turn, I feel like is probably worth it. Yes. That connects, which is awesome. If I can just try for a little stun and damage combo out of the rest of these guys. Okay, great.
A powerful blow.
Nice. Alright, we got 1 turn to burn him down. I think we can do it.
Well struck.
Especially if that's any indication. 26 HP. Oh no, he's too fast for us. Rend. Ugh. That was not an insignificant amount of damage, sir. Alright, 13. He's bleeding. He's taking 8 on his own. I can self-heal. Awesome. We'll just mark you again. And that takes care of that.
Does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Alright, we don't need the heirlooms, so that is just fine. We'll go ahead, swap there, and then use our severely overpacked on food provisions to get everybody up to max HP again. Awesome. Also, trap 95, 95. You guys are tied. We'll let you deal with the trap then, Mr. I have less stress. The old tree. Ooh, that was actually quite nice. And then an equally nice trap disarm. Alright. Brace yourselves. We have nothing that we need to do here. Let's just go ahead and get to 100 light.
The promise of safety.
We're going in, boys.
Twisted and maniacal. A slathering testament to the powers of corruption.
Alright. Straight away, we're going to do the dodge debuffing mark. Awesome. Then I'm going to have him revenge. The leper is basically here to just nail the cauldron repeatedly in case people get sucked into it. We can dog treat. And then I was hoping for bigger damage, but that's fine. It's totally fine. Into the pot. It's okay. Don't worry, our leper will absolutely be getting you out of there. Man, you can't hit the back with that. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. To 30, you could do it. Or we could stack bleed. Let's stack bleed. Her dying is important. My flesh, it burns. I know, it's okay. We're gonna sort it out. Ugh. Seasoned to perfection. You can keep your frogs to yourself, lady. Taste the stew. Ugh. You think she just tried to, like, feed his friend to him a little bit there? Is that what happened? Okay. About half. We need to do another attack. Probably let the bounty hunter...
Dazed.
Ouch.
Reeling. About to break.
Probably let the bounty hunter collect bounty on it. Nice. Okay, that got him back out. Of course, he is now in the front rank. A little bit frightening. 25. Lovely. Bleed on her there. Back into the pot you go. Okay. Apparently, occultists taste very good. Alright. Pot ding. I think we're going to be fine. We're taking... The only person who's taking really any damage is Ver. It's unfortunate that he got double sucked into the pot like that. We are, of course, out of super buff dog biscuit treats. But I think that's going to be okay. Prioritize getting Ver back out before he hits death's door. And... Oh my god, are you kidding me now? Alright, well, Ver is about to be coming out of the pot on death's door.
A singular strike.
Oh, that is amazing. Alright, and that is why I brought a leper.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
Okay, a little bit worried about Ver's chances here. It's our biggest damage dealer, but I feel like I've got to save him. So I'm gonna do the dodge so that he's guarded, and then we've got to get him back. He can only move forward 2, so it's really up to the occultist to get his own positioning sorted out. We'll instead stack that for an additional 5 damage next turn. Alright, that's not the worst thing in the world. Now, we need you to get to the 3rd slot. We need you guys focusing...
The ground
that's
quakes.
Awesome. I was going to say we need you guys focusing on the pot.
Death waits
Man.
for the slightest lapse in concentration.
So from what I can tell, the area of effect attacks still, like, it just bypasses the guard. Like, it doesn't matter because it's hitting everybody. Which, man, that kind of makes guard, like, underwhelming, right? Okay. Foregone conclusion. Oh, crap. Never mind. Don't get cocky, kid. Oh, and he can't hit there. All we can do is the pot. Okay. That dodge timing was quite terrible, honestly. Oh, please. Okay, season perfection. Not a big deal. Everything is fine. Oh. Big deep breath. Big deep breath. Sacrificial stab. Okay, fine. I don't need to kill you or anything. I don't care. Just do whatever you want.
Devastating blow.
We can Hound's Rush for the win. There we go.
Still poisoned. The way is still blocked. But less people will be eaten.
Alright, Rampart Shield is actually pretty awesome on the Man-at-Arms. Move resistance and protection. I haven't found a huge use for the heavy boots. There is literally no reason to feed these guys right now. But we're gonna go with that. We can always just toss the food out. And there we go. That's weird. That's weird that the reward was just the 2 trinkets there. I would also, like, in my headspace, there is totally a story where these are the remnants of some poor adventurer that came before, right? Like a man-at-arms with his heavy boots was boiled alive in the cauldron, never to be seen again, mwahaha, or something like that. All right, and our reward. Let's see, a relatively short dungeon. And so, I mean, we only spent like 5,000 to come in here. So can't really complain about 18,000 coming out. A couple of characters are going to need some de-stressing, and Poussin gains his final level. Cove Scrounger replaces Weapon Tinker. Meh. And Stun Resistance. Okay. Got some disease curing to do on these guys now as well. That is for certain.
Can you feel it? The walls between the sane world and that unplumbed dimension of delirium are tenuously thin here.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole reason we're here, basically. Of course, Pansevolt decided to bet the house on black, and it just didn't work out. So we are going to want to get him a replacement trinket. Luckily, I've got another of exactly what he lost right there. So that's totally going to work itself out. Okay, that does it for the Hag. Now we've got the Brigand 16-pounder replacing it as the next boss in the Weald. Fair enough. That is going to do it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to subscribe for more episodes on the channel every single day. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other episodes, and I will catch you guys next time.